Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm at London Euston to go and check out another sleeper train. You may remember I did one of these a few months ago down to Penzance. Now bearing in mind there are only 2 sleeper trains in the UK, it's a long trip. It's going to take me all the way up to Scotland. I'm heading to Edinburgh on the Caledonian Sleeper and I'm going first class all the way. I've actually booked a double room, so this is going to be an experience. Not only is it a double room with a double bed, I also get an onboard shower and breakfast is included. But is it worth the price? We'll come to that at the end. First, I've got to try and find the train because I've only got about 20 minutes until I board. Come on. If you've ever been to Euston train station, you'll know it feels a bit more like an actual airport than a train station. And there it is there, 9:30 Caledonian Sleeper. Platform is not up yet, although it goes in about 20 minutes. And just like at an airport, it's telling me to wait rather than telling me where the platform is. So I guess I'll just try and find it by having a look around. So as I am travelling first class, I'm taking full advantage of the first class lounge here at Euston Station. They'll tell me when the train's about to board because I couldn't find any information on the screens. And as I'm travelling to Scotland, it's only right I try some Scottish whiskey. That's not complimentary. The nibbles are. Actually, the first class lounge is quite nice in here. Very comfortable, nice leather couch. Thank you very much. So ready to board platform 15. I have to say that first class lounge was not as good as the first class lounge that I had for travelling down to Penzance. There was just hardly no food. All right, there was coffee, some cold drinks, but food-wise, it was next to nothing. A few crisps. There was one scone, one lonely scone and some clotted cream, and that was about it. Looks like everyone's boarding all at once. Platform 15. So I believe the train splits in 2 because one says Edinburgh check-in and the other one says Glasgow check-in. So I better make sure I'm on the right one. But there's only 3 double rooms on this sleeper train and I've got one of them. I'm very excited to try the shower on board a train and a double bed because the last time I was on a sleeper train it was on a single bed and it wasn't very comfortable. Well, it already tells me where to check in. It says Coach B, room 04L. There is a gentleman there, so I'll go and see him first. So it does include breakfast, but I'm also looking forward to trying the dinner, which obviously is an extra cost, which I'll be doing once we check out our room, which we'll do first. Hello. Okay, so just heard about breakfast. 6:45 in the morning, yikes. That's going to be an early one. Here I am, Coach B. On we go. So this is obviously a normal train and people can sit on this train for the long journey up to Edinburgh. This is tight. This is very tight. 4B. So I assume I should just open it. So they told me when I get in the room I should find a key card, which is this, to register my room. I can't remember what she said. So I think it's as simple as opening the door and just doing that. Let's find out. Yep, that's locked. There you go. Well, that was easy to do. That lady that was telling me the information, she was very quiet and I could barely understand what she was saying. So let's check out my first class double room on a train. I love the Scottish theme with the tartan. And here is my double bed. It is actually quite a big bed and there's lots of underfloor storage, which is good. Please use sockets for charging mobiles, tablets and laptops and computers. That's pretty good. So I've got some USB charging, some plug sockets, window light. That's nice. Let's open the window up. We haven't left yet, but I get a little sink. And to be fair, considering this is supposed to be first class and I've spent a lot of money on this, I'm not overly happy with the bits of hair and dirt in there. But I've got some soap. I'm not quite sure why I've got a pencil. At least this works. On my other sleeper train, it did not work. And I'm just being picky here, but for first class, and I've paid a lot of money for this, it's quite grubby. I have got some towels that have the Caledonian Sleeper logo on them. A little mini bin. Nice little photo on the wall. And above the bed, what have I got? Are these... Oh, I can turn the lights out with these. Oh, they're dimmable. That's good. Dimmable. I've got a reading light if I want it. More USB charging. And I take it that's the temperature. Obviously being a double bed, I've got the same the other side. And some complimentary water. Now looking down onto the bed, I've got quite a lot of information on here. So I have to fill this out and put it on the door. Otherwise I might not get breakfast in the morning. And breakfast will be served at 6:45. So I better get to bed pretty early tonight so I could choose what I want. And then I literally just hang it on the door. What's this? Room service? I have room service, do I? Ah, room service breakfast, okay. But I've also got some dinner, sandwiches, if I want. Obviously I do have to pay for these. I can order wine. Journey of a night time. What's this? Enjoy the most civilised way to travel between London and Scotland. Sleep peacefully as the moonlit world slides by and wake up refreshed, relaxed and ready to go. Let's see what's in here. Oh, I've got an eye patch and some earplugs. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? Also, I've got what looks like an amenity kit. Let's put this on here and let's open it up. Oh, what we got in here? So, some bath and shower gel. Plonk that there. Some shampoo, hand sanitizing gel, some body lotion, some hand cream. I think I'll give that to Gabby. Lemon lip balm, and that's it. Do I get to keep this? Now, I'm not sure whether this is supposed to look like that, but that looks like it's broken. And I know you think I'm being picky, but when I tell you how much this room has cost me per night, you'll know why. I get some milk chocolate on the pillows. And we are off. To Scotland we go. Bye London, Euston. See you later. By the door we've got a nice full-length mirror. We've got some hangers, and behind the door is the ensuite, which is a toilet and shower all in one. Bit of a wet room. Now compared to the photos, this looks actually really, really small. The toilet roll, and I believe my towel is in here. Raised bench for the toilet. So your typical train toilet. Oh, there's some extra toilet roll there. The shower is just here. I'll just shut this door for a minute and see what the room is like. It's actually not too bad. Looking for the shower head. That's actually nice and clean. I've also got some more shampoo and some shower gel. Now I know I've got my clothes on in here, but you won't want to see this naked. But actually this is really roomy, and I'm looking forward to using the shower. I just hope that it soaks away if I need the toilet in the night. So yeah, that's the bathroom. Let's do the bed test. See, this is the thing with English train tracks. They really wobble you around. I know that some sleeper trains in America are a lot smoother than the British ones. That's how wobbly it is. Just move the chocolates. I've noticed there's an actual stain on the bed. I'm a little bit surprised about. This is first class after all. Let's do the bed test. Ow. That's actually quite firm. You can definitely feel the bottom of the bed. Now last time I stayed on a sleeper train, I actually didn't get a wink of sleep at all, just because the tracks are moving around so much, and also it was a single bed, but it was quite comfy. Just sitting on this, I can feel actually it's quite firm on my bum. It's weird, it feels like the mattress isn't that thick, but it is nice and roomy. Anyway, I'll let you know how I sleep in the morning, but first let's go and check out the bar car, or the dinner car, and let's see what's on offer for dinner tonight. So this room has got a really big door. I thought it was a toilet, but I don't know whether they paid any more or not.
The toilet door is opening.
By the way, this is the toilet if you wanted to use it. Bearing in mind I've got to be up early, I better get dinner quickly. 4 degrees right now as we're on the train to Edinburgh. Let's head in. Don't know if there's any room for me. Is there any room?
The breakfast space at the very bottom.
Okay. Wow, it's pretty busy. It's pretty busy in here tonight. Obviously the only people allowed in here are first class passengers. Let's check out the menu. I should go for something Scottish, like haggis. Don't think I'm going to do that though. I might go for an un-Scottish macaroni cheese. Macaroni cheese is £12.50. I think this is the only kind of bar/restaurant car on the train. Unfortunately for me, it's absolutely rammed full of people having a drink, not really having a meal. And they've taken up 2 big booths and the seating all the way across. And I'm stuck right at the end. I've been waiting here for about 15 minutes for someone to take my order. So it doesn't feel very first class to me at the minute. It's a shame that they don't do a separate bar car for people who just wanted to drink. So we've been stopped for around about 15 minutes, but it doesn't matter. Dinner is served, and it is served on a plate. I was half expecting this in a microwave meal, but, you know, being in first class and all, and they don't do garlic bread, so really randomly I had to go for something crunchy, so I went for some crisps. It's also nice and hot too. Actually, that is really good. So I went for a garlic topping, but you can actually get a haggis topping, which I regret not doing now because that would have been nice to try. I have tried haggis, and I do like it if I don't think about what's in it. I'm not going to go for a dessert because I'm going to eat the chocolate that's in my room. I would like a cup of tea. I wonder if they'll allow me to do a takeaway tea to my room. We'll find out. Okay, so they are going to bring me a cup of tea into the bit. Look at that. Branding. So they are going to bring me a cup of tea to the room. Do you know what? I was a little bit gutted about that experience because the restaurant was so full and there was people in there drinking rather than eating, taking up all the booths. I didn't get the experience I hoped for, but the dinner was still nice. Anyway, I'm going to grab a cup of tea, a chocolate, get my head down because I've only got literally about 6 hours sleep before I have to get up for breakfast. So I'll see you in the morning. So I've just woke up. I'm not quite sure why that's making so much noise. But that's really rattling and keeping me awake. Well, the advert says journey of a night time. That must have been the worst night's sleep I've ever had. Anyone who says they have a great night's sleep on this train, I don't know how they do it. They must be really heavy sleepers. I'm a light sleeper anyway. The bed was not very comfortable either. The mattress was so thin and it felt like I was sleeping on a bit of wood. So I pretty much had nuggets of sleep. I must have slept probably about an hour and a half in total. It's now 6:15. I've got to get ready for breakfast, which is in 45 minutes. Oh. Water's not very hot. That wakes you up in the morning. So I'm not having a shower this morning just because last night when I tried to have one there was no hot water. In fact, it was lukewarm. And there is a big problem with the shower. It doesn't flow very fast. It kind of splurts out. And also, I know it sounds like I'm moaning a lot here, but the problem I had with the shower is the toilet was kind of in the way. Okay, which side am I?
Up, we can get this side now.
Yep, this side.
It was really warm, and then when we came into Edinburgh and we changed engines, it seems to have gone into the cold mode.
Wow,
So
it's really cold.
Yeah, that's right. I've even said that. Sorry about this.
Okay. So I don't know if you caught much of that conversation, but the guy was saying when the train pulled into Edinburgh, this car was really warm, and now it's just too cold. They can't seem to warm it up. So I'm a little bit chilly this morning. Now you might be thinking, well, how come you're not having breakfast with gorgeous countryside? And that's because the train got here really early. I think the train pulled in at about 5:30 or 5:15, something like that. And obviously breakfast wasn't until 6:30. So breakfast this morning is an orange juice. I've gone for a tea and a proper Scottish breakfast. So I'm looking forward to what that's going to be like. I'm not over exaggerating. I just had to get my coat because it is so cold on here. Hopefully the tea will warm me up. I thought if I swap sides it might help because I'm right underneath the air conditioning. It hasn't really. Lights are gone dark.
I'll put them back.
Someone just turned the lights off.
In case you're not sure, that's the haggis frittata, which is a sort of Scottish traditional breakfast.
Lovely.
Scottish, black pudding, tatty scone, grilled tomatoes and bacon. Please enjoy.
Wow, thank you very much.
No problem. Get the lights back.
Yeah, lights have gone off. I need a bit of light. Although this is kind of mood lighting, I can't see my breakfast. Breakfast is going to get cold at this point. Oh, hey, I've got some lights. We can now see my breakfast and try it. Let's try this bit of haggis. Tastes good. Now, I'm not normally a fan of black pudding, but again, as long as I don't think what's in it, that actually tastes good. And I can't remember what he said this was, but tastes like egg. Well, time to leave. Pretty cold start here in Edinburgh this morning. So, the Caledonian Sleeper. Is it worth coming on here? For me, my experience was a little bit soured by the fact that the water wasn't very hot in the shower. I didn't have a very good sleep. So last night's stay cost me £345. Like I say, that does include breakfast. Let's start with the room. Nice and spacious, nice big double bed. The bed wasn't as comfortable as I'd have hoped. In fact, the mattress was quite thin and I found it quite uncomfortable to sleep on that. It felt like I was sleeping on a plank of wood just underneath a very thin mattress. Now, it was great to have an ensuite on board the train, but the problem with that was the water flow wasn't very strong, so it was kind of just splurting out. It also wasn't very hot. In fact, the water was kind of lukewarm, so I didn't really have a very nice shower. The shower head was literally just over the toilet, so you couldn't really get underneath it. You had to take the shower head off and clean all your bits that you needed to. So last night as I went to go and eat dinner, obviously it's not the Caledonian Sleeper's fault. There was a big group of people in there all drinking champagne, which means my experience of having a very nice quiet dinner watching the world go by was a little bit ruined. They weren't being rowdy, it's just it kind of ruined the experience for me a little bit. It's a shame that there's not a separate car for you to go and have a drink in and a separate car to go and have food. But the meal itself was actually really nice. Now apparently this is a class 5. I went on the Penzance Sleeper, which is a class 3. So this apparently is supposed to be a lot smoother. However, even with the suspension, train tracks in the UK are not really designed for this kind of service. It was very rickety most of the night and also quite loud. I had a problem with my toilet door where it kept making a lot of noise and I couldn't stop it. So breakfast this morning, it was quite cold in that car, and I did say to the gentleman who was serving me that could he turn the air conditioning off, and he said he couldn't, and unfortunately I've just got to deal with it. The breakfast was really nice and I did have a nice cup of Scottish tea. Is it worth the price? And would I do it again? I'm not sure. Tell me in the comments whether you would do it and whether you think it's worth the price of £345 a night. And bearing in mind, that's quite cheap. Sometimes this could cost you up to £400. And if you want to see the Night Riviera, click the video here. Do give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe. I'll see you next time.